this is a great city. In many ways, though, it's also a symbol of how we have to do better by our small and medium-sized towns in Ohio. There's a lot of work to do all over the state, and I know the one book in particular made Lancaster famous for the challenges that our mid-sized towns are facing. So we're glad to be here today with people who are very committed to reinvesting in our communities and break some of the bad habits we're seeing right now from Columbus and Washington, where they seem to be concerned about everything but towns like this and people who live here. Our message is pretty simple. When you see a Democrat on the ballot in the next 15 days, that person is putting people first. We got a lot of people in Columbus, and a lot of people in Washington putting everyone first but people. For-profit charter school donors, for example, insurance companies, payday lending lobbyists. I mean, every week you can read about those things. And we're getting the results that you'd expect. People put all those interests first over people. We lead the nation in our payday lending rates. Our school system has fallen from 5th to 22nd because of the econ scandal. People are concerned, as they should be, about their health care, what's going to happen to it. And our candidates every single day, and as public servants, will fight for putting people first on the most bread and butter issues people care about: affordable health care, accessible health care. You see the contrast between Mike DeWine and Rich Cordray. It's very clear. Between Sherrod Brown and Jim Renacci, between Rick and his opponent Steve Stivers, through our state house candidates. Every one of those races, on the Democratic side, people fighting for affordable, accessible health care. That's what they've done. That's what they will do. On the other side, people who spent years doing the exact opposite. No better symbol of that than Mike DeWine, first day in office as Attorney General, went to court with your money to stop the Affordable Care Act. If he had won that case, there would be no protection for those with pre-existing conditions. There would be no Medicaid expansion. Why would we ever give him a second chance to do that damage that, fortunately, he was unable to do because the court stopped him? So you'll see on the back of the bus the other big issues: schools, jobs, good wages, getting people you can trust back into politics. And the people behind me today are perfect examples of the candidates that we're putting forward to put people first again. For the first time in years, we have a candidate for every single House district in Ohio, right, and every single Senate district. I mean, state House. And because of that, I actually think that, often in politics there's a reference to coattails. And we know what wonderful candidates we have in Sherrod Brown and Rich Cordray and Betty Sutton. And certainly they will help lift these candidates. But this year there's reverse coattails happening as well. The energy behind the candidates like Rick, like Brett and Amber, I think will lift Sherrod and Betty Sutton and Rich Cordray. I think there's an energy level in our congressional districts that we haven't seen in a long time, and that's also true in our state house district. So we're excited to have several of those candidates here with us today, running very hard on the same types of issues that Rick mentioned, that the bus represents. Let me give you running for the 77th House District, Brett Pransky. Brett, welcome. Woo!
Well, good morning. Rick's a pretty tough act to follow, but I'm going to do my best. My name is Brett Pransky, and I'm running for the Ohio House in District 77, which is where we're all standing right now. It has been the privilege of my life to run this campaign. Right? If for no other reason than I've been able to meet so many incredible people. This campaign, we've knocked, I couldn't tell you how many thousand doors. I know it's been 5,000 or 6,000 myself since we started all this. The campaign as a whole has broken a record here in Ohio. And it's just been an incredible experience. But it also teaches us a lot about the problems that we're currently facing. I was in a neighborhood about a half mile from here a short time ago. Knocked a stretch of houses all on the same street, about 10 different houses. In 6 of them, a member in that household was in recovery, struggling with the opioid crisis. 6 out of 10, and that was just on one street. Of the other 4 houses that I knocked on that street, 3 of them were making weekly decisions on whether or not to pay for their health care and their medication or pay their bills. This is why I'm doing this, why I'm here. These are complex problems. They're gonna need complex solutions, and they certainly are gonna need a new perspective. We need some new blood. These problems are getting worse. The opioid crisis is over 20 years old. On Republican watch, it has just grown and grown and grown. It is clear that they're not going to handle this, nor do they have any intention to. Right? To get the change that we need, all right, we have to start making different decisions at the polls. We have to vote Democrat up and down the ticket in each and every spot where they're available. Right? Very proud to be part of this campaign. I'm proud to be sharing this ticket with so many wonderful people. Like I said, it's been the privilege of my life. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do everything I can to get as many people to the polls as I possibly can, because it's important, not just in my race, but in all of the races up and down the ticket. So thank you very much for coming out today. Thank you for your support. And again, my name is Pransky. I'm running for House District 77.
Thank you all very much. Hopefully our message is very clear, and you heard it from our candidates. We have wonderful candidates. They've lived these issues. It's not just some study or some lobbyist giving them marching orders. This is all around the state. This is what you would see if you've been on this tour. People who understand these issues and will go to bat for real people every single day. So 15 days. The only thing I'll add is look at these yard signs. Almost every statewide candidate that we have, and I mentioned this to the reporter earlier, is tied in their election. Sherrod Brown's up a couple points. Cordray's tied. Kathleen Clyde's tied. Zach Space is tied. Our two Supreme Court candidates are both ahead. They've been ahead in every poll we've seen for 6 months. Bottom line, that doesn't happen very often in Ohio. As I say, Barack Obama made it look easy. Sherrod Brown makes it look easy. It is hard to win Ohio Democrat. It doesn't come around very often. So tied with 15 days to go, that's a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The tiebreaker is turnout. So anything people can do to get involved, any shifts you can do on the phones, door knock, look at Danny O'Connor's district. Danny O'Connor tied in a district that we normally lose by more than 30. Why'd that happen? Turnout, and a candidate like these candidates who's on message. These candidates have done what they need to do. They're on message. They're working hard. They're raising money. They're pointing out the problems with their opponent. They're where they need to be, but we need turnout to lift them over. And so with 15 days to go, all I ask is help be the tiebreaker. Get involved, do the shifts. My guess is, knowing the Fairfield County activists, at least like I know, you're already doing a lot of this stuff, but we need others involved, and anyone who questions if it matters, look at Danny O'Connor's district. That was all door knocks and phone calls that lifted him, and so if we can do that again in this district and these districts, they can win in the same reason that Danny O'Connor tied. Thank you all for being here. Let's keep working hard for the next 15 days. Appreciate it.